Und willkommen zurück zu Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trails on the Sky the Third. Und wir beginnen jetzt nach dem 7. Kapitel und hoffen, dass wir jetzt nochmal... Uns fehlt immer noch eine Tür. Ich hoffe, die habe ich nicht unterwegs irgendwo übersehen, sondern die kommt noch. That's about the long and short of it. In other words, all of this, everything that's happened is my fault. All of you are victims who had the misfortune of knowing me and getting dragged into this. No apology is sincere enough, but I'm so sorry for what you've been put through. I'm not following. Why? I heard all you said, but I don't think you've got any reason to be that sorry. Ja, schuld ist im Endeffekt die Aureole, ne? Beziehungsweise Phantasma. Come again, Estelle? Based on what we've learned, Phantasma choosing a new master was an inevitable and something it could have done whether you were there or not. As such, after it lost the Aureole, something like this would have happened no matter the circumstances. I agree. Ja, und wer weiß, was passiert wäre, wenn Kevin nicht da gewesen wäre und sich die Aureole Weißmann ausgesucht hätte, beziehungsweise Phantasma sich Weißmann ausgesucht hätte. Was das dann für eine Welt geworden wäre hier. Wären wir dann vielleicht auch alle mit da reingezogen worden? Phantasma would simply have chosen someone else and created a different world as a result of the trauma that lay within. The thought that you might have been chosen is nothing short of terrifying too. Everything that has happened to us in here so far is nothing compared to what we could have endured had that come to pass. Hat er gerade über Olivier geredet? Stimmt, den hätte es auch erwischen können. Und dann wäre das hier... Dann wäre das aber in eine andere 18-Plus-Richtung gegangen, glaube ich, hier. Oh, Müller, your words are like the sweetest kiss turned frozen upon parting. Do you have that little faith in me, your one and only? Dann wäre das hier so eine übelste Orgie geworden, wenn das Phantasma sich Olivier ausgesucht hätte. Perhaps everyone here would have been drawn into the most ravenous feast the world has ever seen, but nothing more than that. Ja, genau das.
I'm scared.
I'm just disgusted. You're a special degree of creep, you know that? I want no part in any feast that comes from out of your brain. Count me out of this one. I can't help but feel you guys are kinda missing the point. Well, don't take this as me trying to defend you or anything, but in a sense, it might have been a good thing you were chosen over anyone else. Ja, man hätte auch, Ren hätte auch gewählt werden können. Ne? Ich meine, irgendwas Düsteres geht in ihr ja auch vor. How do you figure? I'm lost as well. Your stigma is obviously very powerful, and it's capable of exerting a lot of control over things. Enough so that Phantasma as its own now exists in a state of order. But what if it had chosen someone else? Would the world have been able to maintain order then? It's possible that Phantasma would have been unable to contain the chaos that ensued and gone out of control under someone else. Is that what you're essentially getting at, right? I knew you'd understand, Joshua. Aha, also dass Phantasma quasi außer Kontrolle geraten wäre, wenn es jemand anderes gewesen wäre. If that happened, a whole lot more people might have been caught up in this. Not that I've got a problem with lots of guests at the tea party. The more the merrier.
Come on, Ren.
I think you're the only one who'd be having fun. Huh. She's right. I don't think you've got any reason to beat yourself up over this. We are all very different people from different walks of life. But right now we are all here sharing a common destiny. Yeah, in times like these, we've gotta help each other out, right? Besides, This place relates to the aureole, which is Libel's problem. From my perspective, you're a victim. I couldn't agree more. As such, Kevin, we would appreciate you continuing to lead us as you have done so far. Aber die Aureole war auch ein Geschenk der Göttin, womit es auch ein Problem der Kirche ist, weshalb ich nicht so ganz damit übereinstimme, dass Kevin auch nur ein Victim ist. Das ist nämlich nicht nur das Problem von Libel, sondern auch das Problem der Kirche. Und zu der gehört Kevin nun mal, also ist es im Prinzip auch sein Problem. It's time to truly bring an end to what was started half a year ago. What can I even say? First, I'm stupid. Then Reese pulls off the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and now you guys. This must be the biggest group of idiots in all of Zemuria. I swear, you wouldn't find a more gullible, naive bunch anyway on the continent. I was happy to use each and every one of you for my own devices right to the very end. So how can you be so... It's alright, Kevin. Kevin. Sometimes you just have to know when to give in. And you're at the point right now. Your luck ran out the second you got stuck with us. Got stuck with you mean? Spending too much time with pushy, meddling do-gooders who don't know when to quit like you is bad for anyone. Musst du jetzt wieder einen Streit anzetteln? You wanna say that again? Well, all of those things describe you to a T. That much is true. They certainly do.
I think they're your good points, though.
Yeah, so do I. I think Estelle's rubbed off on all of us at this point. That's not a bad thing. Thanks, guys. Group of idiots, it's right. We're smack dab in the middle of a shitty situation here, but you wouldn't know it by looking at us. With a team this spectacular, what do we have to fear? There's a chance we could even overthrow the Erebonian government if we put our minds to it. Need I remind you that that's not something an Erebonian prince should be saying out loud? Ja, er denkt jetzt schon wieder drüber nach, den Chancellor zu stürzen. Alright. I know when I'm bad. We're in this together. And this time I actually mean that. Got it. We're happy to have you with us. Anyway, at least now we know exactly what we need to do here. We need to defeat Rufina, the Lord of Phantasma. There's no getting around that. Unfortunately not. Indeed. With that said, just where is she? You didn't encounter her in Gehenna, did you?
She disappeared right after the two of you fell down there.
That's a good question. I think it's safe to say she wasn't down in Gehenna with us. If she had been, she would have shown herself at some point. Genau, da war nur Weißmann. Yeah. But then where is she? Und wo ist Gilbert jetzt eigentlich? I believe I can answer that. Celeste? Ja, okay. Celeste? Didn't realize you were here. Wo ist Gilbert? I can't thank you enough for saving our hides earlier. Truly, I doubt we would have been able to get out unharmed if not for your assistance. We're both grateful beyond words. I was more than happy to help. All of us here are in the same predicament, myself included. You can even think of me as another one of your companions if you'd like. Wird sie jetzt noch ein neuer spielbarer Charakter? Naturally. What kind of answer are you thinking you can give? Ah, yes. It took some time, but I was able to ascertain her current location. What? Really? Is that what you've been working on all this time? Yes, it is. During my investigation of the seventh plane, I was able to gain an understanding of the layout and contents of Phantasma as a whole. I also discovered that the Lord of Phantasma isn't in any of the planes, rather she is outside of them. Phantasma consists of more than just the planes?
What's it like outside of them?
Think of the planes you've been exploring like a giant, multi-layered structure in the center of Phantasma. They're all you have known up until this point, but this world contains of more than them. That said, the rest of Phantasma is just a vast, barren wasteland at this point, abandoned and devoid of life. Hard to picture without seeing it for myself.
Do you even know where in this big abandoned wasteland she is? Because if it's that vast, just knowing she's there probably isn't gonna help us much.
I have a relatively good idea wherein it she is, thankfully. Although that doesn't solve the core problem. I fear the word vast doesn't do the scale of the wasteland itself justice. I believe it's roughly the size of the continent where you live. It's the size of Zemuria? That is going to pose a problem. Ja, dann macht euch schon mal bereit, mehrere Tage am Stück zu wandern. Crossing an area that massive on foot would take months, maybe even longer. Do we not have any other means of transport that we can use? Den Würfel? I'm not sure my power would be of any use to you here. I can't place monuments too far from this garden, for one thing. Even if we did commit ourselves to trekking across the whole thing on foot without the cube's power, we wouldn't come back and resupply. Trying to take several months' worth of food hardly seems realistic. Well, this is a tough one. I can only think of waiting for her to come to us. Worüber denkst du nach, Tida? What's up with you, short stuff? Got something on your mind?
Well, I was just thinking, why not use the Arcel?
Ja, wir können doch nach unseren Vorstellungen hier... what? The replica we encountered on the first plane?
Yeah. This world is supposed to react to the desires of people in it, right? So, while the Arcel might be not the real one, it looks just like it. Everyone here is pretty familiar with the real thing and how it looks, so it seems easy. It seems like a ship we could all picture flying easily. Maybe if we all wished for it to fly together, it might actually happen.
Aber eine Frage ist immer noch da. Wo ist Gilbert? Der ist letztes Mal mit uns rausgerannt, aber er ist jetzt gerade nicht hier. Ist er wieder irgendwo am Rumgurken und baut Scheiße?
Sorry, I'm being silly, aren't I?
Ich glaub nicht.
I don't know what's gotten into me. This isn't something an Indian should be saying.
I don't think you're silly at all, Tida. In fact, I think that's a fantastic idea.
You?
It does seem like the easier something is to... It does seem like the easier something is to imagine, the easier it is to have it realized in Phantasma. Und wir haben es ja selber auch gesehen mit Ren, die Padamata gerufen hat. And both you and Julia are familiar with the exact structure of the Arcel, while most of us here have seen and been on board of it. This might actually work. There's clearly no rule saying airships can't exist here either, given that we've already been on the Black Ark. Stimmt. Well, Celeste, do you think it would work? The Arcel was the ship you used to board the Liber Ark, I believe. Then, if I were to feed the image of it flying then back to it into the system, I think this may actually be possible. If all of you are on board, the white wings will take to the skies once more. We can really make this happen?
I can't believe it.
Well done, Tita. Totally. You really outdid yourself this time. Wait a second. Does this mean we might be able to make the bobcat fly? There's a copy of that here too. Oh, you're right. How many of you are familiar with that? Crap, forget about that. I think Josette and I are the only ones who have actually flown in it. Shara, Olivier and I have technically been in it, but that was just a stowaways. Ja, als ihr die Skybenders im ersten Teil überführt habt, ne? Yeah, that was back when we were investigating that airship hijacking. What a fond memory that adventure made now that I look back. I'm not sure what the odds of success would be then. That's a rather small number of people. I think it would be wise to focus on trying to revive the Arsail first. Zumal die Arsail ja sowieso das schnellere Schiff ist. Oh, okay. Still, this sounds like a much better plan than trying to walk there on foot. We should prepare for departure at once, then make our way to the Arsail. Don't gotta tell me twice. We'll have a lot in store for us if we're able to make this work. However, I should warn you all of one thing. Once you have flown the Arsail to the area where the Phantasma awaits, that will be it. You will be unable to return to this garden ever again. Please be mindful of that. Das heißt, wir haben tatsächlich irgendwo noch eine Tür übersehen. Never? Not even once? Because we won't be able to use the cube's warp functionality anymore. Correct. Using it to warp is only possible when you are within a certain range of the garden. Go outside of that and it's no longer possible. Aber wir können doch zurückfliegen? So before you depart, I would ask that you make absolutely sure you have everything you need and are ready for whatever you may find there. Good to know. It wouldn't hurt to do some extra training then. I don't doubt we're all gonna have to play our part in the things to come. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't mind getting in some exercise myself. Wouldn't want to wind up being the one to drag the group down. This will be our last opportunity to open the doors scattered around the plains and take everything we find, too. It's probably best I step down as leader for the time being then. If you're just door hunting or trying to get some extra practice in, I'd only get in the way. Nein, ich will dich in meiner Final-Gruppe drin haben. If anyone else wants to learn how to use the cube or fill out my notebook, I'd be happy to teach you. Just let me know. Let's just be sure that when the time comes, we leave with no regrets. Right. Ja, ich hoffe, wir können uns the future we dream of. Wir können uns hoffentlich trotzdem, aber so wie es aussieht, wir können uns die Gruppe komplett selbst zusammenstellen. Dann möchte ich Joshua und Tida und Ren.
Here we go.
Das ist meine Lieblingsgruppe. So. Aber wir müssen wahrscheinlich sowieso trainieren mit allen, ne? So wie es klang. Wo ist Gilbert? Ist der hier irgendwo am Rumgurken? Da ist Shara. Wir können unsere CP nochmal komplett voll heilen. Hier ist Annalise. Aber ist Gilbert auch irgendwo? Hier ist Olivier. Weil der kann doch nicht einfach weg sein. Der war ja irgendwo. Der war ja bei uns, ne? Hier sind Ries und Estelle. Hier sind die Bücher. Da sind Agate und Sin. Ich hab ihn nicht... Habt ihr ihn irgendwo gesehen? Vielleicht hier lang, wo es am Anfang losging? Da ist Gilbert, okay. Da liegt er. Don't talk to me, please. I'm too tired to move another muscle. Just leave me alone. come on, get it together. If you're just gonna loaf around here, we're gonna leave you behind. Und Richard ist auch da, okay. Dann muss ich wohl oder übel alle Ebenen nochmal durchforsten, weil, ihr seht es ja, beziehungsweise uns fehlt auf jeden Fall noch eine Tür. Ich weiß nicht, wo man das nachgucken konnte. Genau, hier. Bei Sundoors. Nee, Stardoors. Da unten, da ist noch eine ausgegraut. Die haben wir nicht gefunden. Die muss ja irgendwo sein. Oder taucht die erst auf, wenn wir irgendwas Bestimmtes erreicht haben. Ich versuche nochmal, die Arena zu machen. Ne? Ja. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir dadurch, ob wir jetzt überhaupt noch eine zusätzliche Einladung brauchen oder ob die reicht, die wir schon hatten, als wir die Hard Arena gemacht haben. Ja. Join. Nee. Wo? Wo kriege ich die Einladung für die Nightmare Arena? Ich gehe einfach nochmal von vorne bis hinten komplett durch. Ne? Einfach nur um zu gucken. Fangen wir einfach mal an mit vom Hermit's Garden aus. Gehen wir rein in den Abyss. Und wir durchsuchen nochmal alles. Wir sehen uns dann, wenn ich irgendwas gefunden habe. Aha. Okay. Gut, dass ich nochmal überall durchgegangen bin, denn scheinbar können wir uns hier Teil 2 angucken von dem Orbal Gear Project. Aha. Oder auch nicht. Welche Conditions muss ich denn dafür noch? Ah, okay. Agate muss dabei sein. Okay. Gut, dann weiß ich ja schon mal eine Sache, die ich noch machen kann in diesem Part. Und zwar bringe ich Agate mit. Zurück in den Hermit's Garden. Und das Team nochmal ändern. Dann, ja, ist ja egal, wen wir dafür rauspacken. Okay. Wen wir dafür rauspacken, ist im Endeffekt egal, weil wir das nur für den einen, für die eine Tür machen und dann sind wir wieder da. War das eine Moondoor? Ja. Genau die war das. So. Accompanied by a never burning flame. Das ist eindeutig Agate. Weil den brauchen wir für Teil 2. Das war ja das, wo die das Ding gebaut haben. Ne? Den Roboter. Das Orbal Gear Project. Jetzt sehen wir auch Teil 2. Ich wusste nicht, dass es dieselbe Tür einfach ist. Ich dachte, das wäre nochmal eine getrennte Tür. So. Da kommt Agate wahrscheinlich jetzt an, ne? Jo. Bah, can't believe I'm going through with this. I should have never given in to pressure and promised to come here once a month in the first place. Having to adjust my schedule all the time just so I can come all this way to eat is such a pain in the ass. But, well, whatever. I do owe her, I guess. Warum läuft hier gerade ein kalter Schauer über den Rücken? What the hell? I just felt this horrible chill run down my spine. What was that for? Huh. Okay then. Doesn't seem like I've caught a cold or anything. Probably no big deal. Wahrscheinlich hat gerade die Mutter von Tida über ihn gesprochen. Well, that's everything switched that needs to be. The machine guns are new models, so they could probably do with some tweaking. Boah, wie hatte ich die nochmal gesprochen, ey? That's all of its armament strengthened. Its mobility is up to 16% because of all the work we did through the night, you know. Ha, okay. I think I should leave this like should leave it like this for now and take some data as is before we start doing anything else. Works for me. Ordinarily we'd just settle for testing whether it can perform basic actions at this stage, then call it a day. But thanks to all of Tita's help, it's ended up relatively complete for a prototype. I think we could probably get away with doing a simple combat test using it even. And we should too. After all, it just so happens that we have the perfect Genea pick for it coming. Ja, Agate.
Mom? Dad?
Morning, Tita. Did you sleep well?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. But
all I can picture in my mind is the sight of that red-haired hooligan crawling on the ground after getting the beating of a lifetime by the Orbal gear. I can hardly wait to see it in real life too.
Mom? I keep trying to tell you that Agate's really not a bad person.
Don't take what she's saying to heart, Tita. She could probably stand to discuss the issue a bit more tactfully. But I'm sure all she wants is to find out exactly what Agate's doing trying to worm his way to you in the first place.
Oh boy, even Dad seems to have him wrong. Okay, let me explain this one more time. He might be sort of rude and blunt, but he does grumble every time he has to do something, and he has a bad habit of scaring people off easily, but he's actually a kind, good person, I swear.
Das scheint sie nicht überzeugt zu haben, ne? Really now. I'm starting to get a little worried about him too.
What? Why? You keep saying he's a really nice person.
Alright, time to go and get things ready. I'll leave the final adjustments to you then. I've got something to take care of elsewhere. You're going then? That I am. I've heard more than enough. Something has to be done. The sinner must be punished with death.
What? Mom, where are you going? Wait!
Ach guck mal, da kommt Professor Russell, der einfach umgerannt wird.
Mom!
What in idea's name is happening here? Are you alright? I live. What was Erika in such a hurry for? Well, it's time for the testing to begin. You're not much less of an overprotective parent than she is, I'll have you know. Ach ja. Agate ahnt ja noch nicht, worauf er sich hier eingelassen hat. Tja, wo ist sie jetzt hin, die Mutter?
Where is she? I could have sworn I saw her running this way. Where could she have gone?
Das weiß ich auch nicht. Ah, sie ist... Ach, da ist Agate. Probably shouldn't have arrived so early. Might as well drop by the guild to see if there's any work to do. If anything. What? Ach, in der Gilde hat sie auf ihn gewartet. Was that just my imagination? The second I walked in the door, I felt like my life was in mortal danger. The only person here is that researcher there, so it must have been... Oh my, what have we here? If it isn't Agate Krosner. I pity you, I really do. Come again. I never dreamed my target would come wandering in nonchalantly while I was making the necessary preparations for his execution. But that makes things easier for me. Now I can tell you what I'd want directly. We've prepared a most perfect place to die for you over at the Central Factory. So come along, there's not a moment to waste. Who are you? You here to pick a fight with me or something? Not at all. This is a completely legitimate request I've made to the guild. Or more specifically, to you. Like hell you did. No request like that would ever get accepted here. Oh doch. If you want to submit a request to the guild, you're gonna have to come up with something a little better than that. Oh, you pitiable flea. I figured you were a little thick-headed, but I didn't think your general IQ would be quite this low. You need to be more aware of your sins. What does this woman have against me? Her eyes are scaring the shit out of me. Clean out those ears of yours and listen well, moron. This request is about testing the capabilities of the Orbal gear by comparing it to you in a variety of situations, which means that by helping us we'll be able to improve it. And in the process maybe the unforgivable sins you've committed shall be... Just what are you rambling on about, woman? Maybe you didn't get the memo, but the Bracer Guild exists to help people who really need it. We don't exist to just do any old things someone feels like asking us to do. So I really haven't got time to be messing around with some crazy time waster. Is that the real reason you don't want to do this? Or are you just scared? Say that again. Ah, toll.
I can't find her anywhere in town at all, and she hasn't gone home. Just where could Mom have run off to?
It's not my fault you're not listening to me. As I said, if you help with these tests, I might even be gracious enough to consider reducing your punishment a little.
It sounded like Mom. Could she be in the guild?
Yeah. If you want help that much... Tita?
Agate? What are you doing with Mom?
Oh, and one more thing I want to make very clear right off the bat. You do not get within a 1 cell radius of my super powdered donut under any circumstances. Are we clear, you shameless hoodlum? Wait a sec. Whoosh! Zoom! The hell? What just happened there? She just up and ran off with Tita. I hope I didn't just witness her getting abducted by someone dangerous. You don't need to worry about that. Auf jeden Fall ist hier Kilika noch da und noch nicht aufgebrochen. Oh, sup, Kilika. Her name is Erika Russell. She's Tita's mother. Her mother? That is Tita's mother? You've gotta be kidding me. Ich habe das Gefühl, sie ist gefährlicher für Tita als er. Her parents came back here from abroad just about 2 weeks ago. Erika and Dan Russell. Their arrival was somewhat unconventional, admittedly, but they really are Tita's parents, I can assure you of that. You're trying to tell me that woman is related to her by blood. Ja, und sie ist so ziemlich das genaue Gegenteil von Tita. And with that mystery solved, would you mind if we got right to discussing work matters? Oh, yeah, lay it on me. I'm free until this evening, so if you've got any quick jobs that need doing, I can knock them out for you. Well, first there is this one from the central factory. They're requesting assistance with a variety of tests for a prototype of a new weapon called the Orbal gear. Orbal gear? Hold up a minute, that sounds familiar. The guild has officially accepted the request that Erika mentioned to you earlier. It has your name on it, in fact. I can't believe this. She actually submitted that as an official request. I don't know much about this Orbal gear than you do, I'm afraid. She merely described it as a weapon that combines the finest in Liberal's Orbal technology. It's being developed by the entire Russell family together to boot. The location you'll need to go is Zeiss Central Factory. A new weapon? Ja. Aber scheinbar hat er es ja überlebt, sonst wäre er ja nicht bei uns, ne? Wait a sec. You said the whole Russell family, right? Not just the adults? Please tell me Tita isn't involved in this crap. I couldn't tell you. She didn't say. I've heard Tita was about ready to graduate from being an apprentice and become a full-fledged engineer, though, so perhaps she is. Would her involvement be a problem to you, Agate? Well, no, but I've never met her parents. I've only heard about them from Tita, so it's not like I could pretend to know what they're like. But her mom's nothing like she made her sound, and she seems kinda messed up in the head. Yup. If that kook's got Tita involved in developing some kinda new weapon. Ja, tatsächlich wollte sie eigentlich Tita erst da raushalten. Aber das weiß Agate natürlich nicht, ne? Put that request on hold for now, Kilika. On hold? Don't give it anyone else for now, I assume you mean? Yeah. I'm gonna go and find out what's going on. Don't even think of giving that to anyone else before I'm back. Erstmal muss jetzt Tacheles geredet werden. Ne? In der Orbal Factory, denke ich mal. Wo war das? War das im... What? You're looking for Professor Russell? She passed by here not long ago, actually. I saw her boarding the elevator with Tita, but I'm afraid I have no idea where she could have gone for that. Ah. In welchem Raum war das? War das unten? War es unten? Im Keller? War das hier? Ne, hier ist der Fahrstuhl. Hier war das, oder? The door is locked. Hallo, kannst du mich da reinlassen? Wait, I recognize you. Weren't you one of the bracers on the Arstyle? Yeah, I remember you too. You and the other engineers did a great job when it ended up falling out of the sky. Thanks again for what you did. Think nothing of it. We were just doing our jobs. Ja, kannst du mich jetzt da reinlassen? I was foreman in an underground Orbman factory at one point. But now I'm going to be working over here for a while. Faye's in the middle of explaining the work she does here to me. Aber da unten war das doch. Das heißt, soll ich jetzt woanders hingehen? Zack. Zweites Stockwerk. Wo war denn hier der Operations? Kannst du mir helfen, Prometheus? The factory chief seems to be out, but I have no idea where he could have gone. I need him to sign these documents too. Dann noch einen höher. Ich kenne mich hier überhaupt nicht mehr aus. Es ist schon so lange, schon so lange her, dass ich hier war. You're looking for Erika Russell? I haven't seen her today, sorry. If I haven't though, it makes me wonder whether she's finished that project she was plowing through. She's been hogging all the equipment to herself to work on it lately. Also hier ist sie jedenfalls nicht. Hier ist sie auch nicht. 4. Stock. Im Krankenzimmer ist sie auch nicht. Auch wenn sie da eigentlich hingehört. Aber sie ist ja irgendwie krank im Kopf drinne. Hier, im Raum mit der Cable. Nein, I swear, he's only just finished getting the cable back up and running and he's off working on a new invention. It really is amazing what those Russells are capable of. They seem to have limitless energy when it comes to technology. So, da können wir reingucken, ne? Ja, Information Remember, okay. Central Factory, Related Topics, nah. Universal Tech, All Weaponry. Ne, das ist was anderes. Steht hier überhaupt nichts, hier steht überhaupt nichts drin. Über das Orbal Gear Project. Gar nichts. Ist sie auf dem Dach? Roof. Ah, scheinbar musste ich hier hin. But just where have those two gone? I can't find them anywhere. Immerhin Dan ist hier. Hey there. You must be Agate. Who's this guy? He doesn't seem like any ordinary engineer. Oh, I get it now. You're Dan, right? Seem to remember hearing you were a bracer at one point. Oh, was it Cassius who told you? Oh, no. I've just heard some stuff about you from Tita and her grandpa. Right. Actually, he quit the whole bracer thing about 10 years back, didn't he? Makes it right around when Cassius joined. I can't imagine him being as much of a lunatic, but who knows? You guys developing a new weapon, right? I heard you've got Tita helping you out with it. Is that true? Oh, yeah. She's not just a simple assistant, however. She's a former member of its development team. Tita's become so much more capable over these past couple of years. I don't even feel like there's all that much I can teach her to her anymore. I was right. What the hell have you guys got your own kid doing? I know you're busy and that you can't afford to be back home here that often. And I know the little squirt loves Orbal tech, so part of me gets why you'd want her to help with whatever new stuff you've got in the works. But that doesn't make it okay to let someone that young work on developing a new weapon. Use some common goddamn sense, man. What's so funny? Elgert, do you trust her? What's trust got to do with this? And don't go trying to change the subject on me. What you've got there doing... I've heard a lot about you since coming back here. And with that, there's just one question I want to hear the answer to from you directly. Now, it's my understanding that you've been keeping her company quite often while my wife and I were away. Is that because you feel she's unreliable? Or maybe just a coincidence? Or is there some other reason? Just what have you been trying to achieve by being with her so much? Well, I wasn't trying to achieve anything. Guess if I had to give an answer... Yeah, there's no denying how much she's helped me. I'll admit, at the start, she seemed like she could do jack all, and I stuck around to protect her. But she never actually needed it. She's ended up doing way more for me than I ever did for her in the end. So yeah, I guess when I put it that way, I do trust her. Your daughter's pretty damn amazing. I see. Okay, so he doesn't seem to have as many screws loose as his wife. I can probably give him a pass, right? Look, I'm guessing there's some special reason Tita ended up involved in developing that weapon of yours, right? You mind telling me what it is? Yeah, there is. Well, I suppose it couldn't hurt to tell you. Ach, der ist wenigstens ein bisschen vernünftig, ne? You're familiar with Ren from Ouroboros, right? Yeah. The crazy strong little girl with the huge robot. Couldn't forget her if I tried. Tita told us that she's friends with that girl. Which that sounds like... Nah, it's not. She doesn't talk about it, but I know she is. Feels like she's going to unnatural lengths to avoid the issue even coming up too. That makes explaining this a little simpler. The Orbal gear project was begun with the aim of developing a new kind of weapon that could compete with the society's advanced military technology. Eventually, we hope to end up with something that can even go head-to-head with Pater Mater. As soon as she heard about what we were planning to do, Tita told us that she wanted to be part of it, of her own volition. At first, Erika and I were strongly opposed to the idea. It was Tita who insisted she wanted to do whatever she could to keep the connection she had with Ren. She wouldn't take no for an answer. She insisted that this was something she could do for her. From my perspective, her intention isn't actually to talk Ren down or anything along those lines. She just thinks that by participating in the Orbal Gear's development, she'll be able to keep thinking about her. The project connects them in a tiny way, even if they can't meet, and even if Tita can't do anything more substantial for her. It really is a tiny connection, and yet that's probably the best she can do for Ren right now, and she's determined to do it. I had no idea. She's such an idiot. How am I supposed to know you're shouldering something that heavy if you don't tell me? She's working on the project formally as an engineer, not different to Erika or me. My wife was the one who gave her permission. After she showed as much resolve as she did, it wouldn't have been fair of us to treat her like a child. You mind if I ask something? Where is that Orbal gear thing now? Does that mean you're up for the job? Well, I can't walk the hell away. She might go doing something crazy again if I leave her alone. I see. Albert was right about you, Agate. You do seem to have some promise. What are you talking about? What did Gramps say? You'll need this, incidentally. Agate received an identification card from Dan. Jetzt können wir ganz unten rein, okay. Using this in the elevator will get you to the B5 floor of the building where the tests will take place. Es gibt ein 5. Untergeschoss? Okay. Tita and Erika should be there. You're going to want to make sure you're ready if you do, though. Erika's been dead set on testing you. I couldn't care less what she wants. I'm just gonna go help Tita with the tests. And anyone else does... what anyone else does is none of my business. What about you, Dan? You ain't coming? Don't mind me, I'll be there. Just so we're clear, I haven't decided to accept you myself yet. Accept me as what? Yeah. So. I guess this is the place. Wait, is that it? Yeah.
That's all the checks on the legs complete. I guess I'll check the settings one more time too. I've got nothing to do till Mom and Dad come back, so I should make the most of it.
Ach, toll. Ich hatte gehofft, ich kann noch mal vorher speichern, dass ich den Kampf hier gewinne. Wahrscheinlich muss ich gegen das Ding kämpfen, ne? I thought it was gonna be an Orbal cannon. Can't believe you're making a robot as nuts as this.
Agate, what are you doing here? Is it because of Mom? Did she ask that you come here? I'm sorry. Mom and Dad seem to have got you all wrong. I keep trying to explain to them what you're really like, but they never listen to me.
It's not a big deal. I ain't here because your mom asked me to come anyway.
You're not?
I heard you were working pretty hard down here, like a proper engineer. So, I figured I'd come and join you as my way of showing my support, I guess. Helping with these tests is an official request anyway, so it works out.
Okay, let me give you a brief rundown of the Orbal gear then. The prototype's most distinguishing characteristic is that the pilot can climb inside and operate directly from within. It hasn't been decided for sure the final model will necessarily be like this though. Oh, and then there's how it reaches its maximum mobility. Come over here for a minute.
Sure.
We've designed a new walking system to increase its mobility substantially, you see? Ordinarily, bipedal robots require 2 units that control their posture to center of gravity, which work in tandem with one another to walk. But this approach really drains system resources across the whole archasm. The way we've chosen to resolve this is... Hä?
Hat die sich die ganze Zeit da versteckt, huh? What the hell?
Mom, how long have you been there?
So, you've decided to assist with the tests, have you, Agate Krosner? You're so sweet. Does that mean you finally accepted your sins and have come to repent? I have no frigging clue what you're talking about. You were trying to get close to Tina thinking I wasn't here, weren't you? Admit your sins and repent! I finally have first-hand evidence. For crying out loud, will you quit with these eyes? It's giving me the creeps. He might be completely useless when it comes to technology, but he's potential, don't you think? You might just be right. I have to admit there were some concerns. But I can appreciate that he at least tries to follow subjects he doesn't understand instead of outright refusing to listen to them. What are you two doing up there? Also kann er dich doch akzeptieren jetzt als Forschungsobjekt. Als Versuchskaninchen. Especially you, Dan. You were just up on the roof with me a minute ago. I did tell you I was going to watch the tests, didn't I? Well, here I am. I can't work out what's he thinking any more than I can his wife. Don't you dare ignore me, Agate Krosner! Jetzt wird sie gleich wieder handgreiflich. Well, regardless, that's everyone gathered now. I suppose it's time for us to begin.
What are we doing? I've finished all of the necessary final checks.
Good girl, Tita. Let the testing begin! What is wrong with this family? Das ist eine sehr gute Frage. Everything is wrong with this family. Well, Tita? Do you think you'll be able to operate it all right?
Yep, I'll be fine. I've had plenty of practice. I'm ready to go as soon as everyone else is.
Beginning monitoring! No problems in the data link? Looks like we're good to go. Okay, Agate. We're now giving to begin testing on the Orbal gear version 0.5. You sure you're ready for this? Yeah, I am. I've come this far. I'm not gonna turn tail now. I want you to promise one thing before we begin, though. The final test will be a mock battle between yourself and the Orbal gear. If you cause Tina to have so much as the tiniest scratch on her, I'll be sending you to the goddess personally. I wouldn't go quite that far, but you get the idea. Don't hurt her, alright? I know. I ain't gonna hold back, but I ain't gonna hurt her either. That's all I wanted to hear. Okay, for starters. Was machst du da? Then went around Agate and began attaching small quartz to various points on his body.
What are you doing?
Those are so that we can collect data from your body in real time during the testing process. This prototype's mobility should be about equal to your own, if not a little above what you're capable of. So this should be the perfect way to test what it can really do. Well, if that's your reason. You sure this isn't some form of harassment? Of course not. Right. Erica, if you would.
Gladly. Foo! Ha! Ha! Ja!
Was machst du da?
Ja! Schau! Ha!
Was macht sie da und warum hat sie so eine Aura?
What am I even watching here?
That's Erica's success dance. She always does it before every big test or experiment.
Sha! Alrighty, I'm ready!
Okay, dadurch klappt es also, ne?
Tap, 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 tap! Tap, 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 tap! Setup complete! I can't believe you still do that after all this time.
It's not like it actually has any practical effect either. If you look at the data from all the tests she's done collectively, there's no difference in the odds of success whether she does it or not. Here, let me take care of that.
Fire!
As you can see, it's best to leave her alone when she gets all fired up like this. I'm feeling exhausted already and we haven't even started yet. Ja. Ist schon eine seltsame Familie. Warum ist das jetzt so komisch aufgebaut hier? The first test is a simple race. You're going to be doing 3 laps of the course, and the first to finish line wins. There are obstacles in the way too, but just so you know, be careful of those. You ready, Agate?
Ready as I'll ever be. Let's get this started. I'm here for work, not to play.
So you are. Well, take your positions. Oh Gott, muss ich jetzt wirklich rennen? Ready, go! Nee, ich muss nicht rennen. Agate macht das schon alleine. Agate ist schneller als das Ding, okay. Okay. Oder auch nicht. What just happened? It flew.
I'm sorry, Agate, but Mom told me I had to finish the race by jumping over the finishing line all of a sudden.
Sie will nur, dass er verliert. I should have known. Mind you, it's not like jumping was against the rules of the race. And we wanted to collect the data from it too. I'd say you've only got yourself to blame for getting cocky, wouldn't you? Muss ich den Kampf selbst bestreiten oder ist das dann auch so... Was ist das jetzt hier für eine Memory oder was?
What are we doing now?
This is a test of the Orbal gear's precision. What I want you to do is to place the 4 colored drum cans on their corresponding tiles on the floor. Okay. Don't assume it's going to be a snap. If I lose this, I'm never going to hear the end of how I'm a clumsy excuse for a human, am I? Alright, let's get started then. Okay. Begin! Okay, Agate war... piece of cake. Wow, we got some excellent data out of that. Well done, Tita. You did a wonderful job operating it.
The adjustments that make all the difference, really. His tuning of the actuators were perfect.
I don't doubt that. He's always been good at handling these things.
The arms have acceleration control now, too.
Man, was there even any point in me being here if you're just gonna ignore me? Aber Agate hat doch gewonnen, oder? Well, that test was just about collecting data. It didn't really matter who won. Still, that's not true for the next one. Now the real fun begins. Ja, jetzt kommt der Kampf. The last test we're going to be performing is a mock battle between to test the Orbal gear's overall capabilities. Take your positions, both of you. Okay. Got it. Ich hoffe, ich muss jetzt nicht wirklich kämpfen. Das wäre... Weil sonst muss ich, wenn ich verliere, das ganze Ding nochmal von vorne machen. We've been through this one before, but it bears repeating. Only aim for the Orbal gear. I find so much as a hair out of place on Tita. You will be very painfully executed on the spot. I know. You don't need to keep stating the obvious. Are you ready? Yeah. Bring it on. Ich muss tatsächlich kämpfen. Warum? Art. Pforte. So. Kommst du an ihn dran, wenn du da bist? Nein. Art. Firebolt. Bringt nichts gegen ihn, ne? So, er muss erstmal näher kommen. Genau, jetzt kommt Firebolt. Attacke. Gut, das geht. Auf jeden Fall ist es möglich. Mit Pforte drauf ist es auf jeden Fall möglich, genug Schaden zu machen. Smoke Missile, das wäre kacke. Habe ich irgendwas, was gegen Blindheit hilft? Kurierbaum, ja komm. Kommst du an sie da hinten ran? Nein. Dann Firebolt. Art Pforte. Art. Nein. Item. Terrorbomb. Tatsächlich habe ich hier auch gute Chancen, das überhaupt zu machen. Nicht, weil wir bei dem Kampf gegen Richard damit mit Annalise. Item. Kurierbaum. Macht Kurierbaum die Stärke hoch auch wieder weg? Er war ja nicht mal blind. Fällt mir gerade auf. Einfach draufhauen. Du kannst noch mal einen Terrorbaum nehmen. Und am besten nochmal. Ich habe Angst, dass das Ding auch eine S-Craft oder sowas kann. So, jetzt machst du nochmal Art. Pforte. Smoke Missiles. Gut, das ignoriere ich jetzt einfach mal, indem ich die S-Craft Dragon Dive mache. Die habe ich noch nie gesehen, glaube ich. Habe ich, glaube ich, noch nie gesehen, oder? Ach, guck mal, damit haben wir gewonnen. Ja, ich bin mir nicht sicher, ob bei der Explosion Tida wirklich nichts passiert ist. That wraps that up. You cheated! You totally cheated! Cheated how? You're full of shit. I am not. You used some kind of invisible special power, you must have. Like hell I did. Alright. Well, I think it's only fair to call this Agate's victory. That was the last of the tests, right? Request fulfilled then. My work here is done. Silly me, I nearly forgot, Dan. Didn't you say you wanted a one-on-one fight against this redhead ruffian yesterday? Did I? Alright, I did. Cassius told me a little about him, so I'd like the opportunity at some point. What? I have a bad feeling about this. You're the best. Go get your weapon. It doesn't necessarily have to be now. No, you're doing it now. No time to waste. Alright. I leave things to you here, Erika. Na super. Jetzt müssen wir gegen ihn auch noch kämpfen. Er war ja mal ein Bracer, ne? Don't think this is going to be easy either. He might have been forced to retire because of an injury, but he's still very strong. He's the one who taught Cassius the basics of fighting with his staff 10 years ago even. Na super, seriously? Cassius then went on to perfect the art of using one of the to fight himself, admittedly. But that should give you an idea of just how strong my awesome hubby is, surely. No, I really don't want to back down. Hey, wait a sec. The tests are over. My work is done. Why am I stuck doing another completely unrelated fight? Your work is done until I say it is, bucko? Oh, yeah. While we're waiting for Dan, I need to check Tita hasn't got any injuries. Because if she has, you know what's gonna happen. Come on down, Tita. What's wrong, sweetie?
I kinda can't. Some weird errors come up and I don't know what to do. Uh-huh. What's going on?
Oh no! No! Damn it, no! Was passiert da gerade? No matter what commands I try to give it, it just won't respond. Shut it down, Tita!
I can't. It won't do anything. I tell it to.
Das Gerät ist außer Kontrolle, ne? Hey, what's going on here? Also hast du es jetzt in Gefahr gebracht? Hast du Tita jetzt in Gefahr gebracht? Deine eigene Tochter. Explain this in a way I can understand.
Yeah!
Tita, what's going on? Have you lost control of it?
Run!
Also doch noch ein Kampf gegen das Ding. Ah gut, okay, ich mache auch so genug Schaden. Aber es ist schneller geworden. Attacke. Ich habe das Gefühl, es ist schneller geworden. Attacke. Smoke Missiles. Item. Kurierbaum. Attacke. Art. Terror auf dich selbst. Attacke. Smoke Missiles. Item. Kurierbaum. Immerhin wurden meine Leben und so wieder aufgefüllt. Art, Terral auf dich selbst, bevor du stirbst. Ich habe Angst, dass das irgendwann so eine Mega-Attacke macht oder irgendwann plötzlich wieder ganz oft hintereinander dran ist. Machen wir das nochmal. Guck mal, jetzt zum Beispiel. Kannst du mal aufhören, immer blind zu werden? Art, Firebolt. Jetzt kannst du nochmal draufhauen, das war's dann aber hoffentlich. Nein, kein Rematch, bitte. You doing okay? I've stopped it moving, come out.
I can't. The seatbelt's stuck.
Damn it. Thank goodness. Ah, jetzt geht das Ding von hinten auf Erget los.
Huh?
Tida! Ha! Hurrah! Oh, just in the nick of time. Are you two okay? Tida and I are fine, but...
Oh. Egget! 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 No. No, this is all my fault. All because of me, you... I'm so sorry. I'm always causing you nothing but trouble with my selfishness. If I just kept quiet, none of this would have happened. This is all my fault, all of it. If I hadn't said I wanted to get closer to Ren, I knew I couldn't really do anything for her. I knew this was just for my own satisfaction. This wasn't what I wanted to happen at all. I swear, this wasn't what I was trying to do by getting involved in this project. But...
Ja, Waffen sind da, um Menschen zu verletzen. Yeah. Give it a rest, will you? My head's pounding enough without you crying.
Oh, Egget?
I'll take more than that to... It will take more than that to finish me off. I figured you knew that. Damn, though. That thing packs a punch. I'm lucky I was able to block that brunt off with the impact of my sword. Huh. If I hadn't, I'd probably have a date with the goddess right about now. Hey, I said I'm fine, alright? This is nothing. So stop your crying, alright?
But it's all because of me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to do this anymore. I quit. So...
Don't you dare give up, Tida.
What?
You hit me. You hurt me. Don't you dare just throw in the towel or something over this small. You wanna get closer to Ren, right? You wanna understand her better, right? Then try and do it. Don't just give up at the first hurdle you come across.
Even when you get hurt?
I've had a worthless 10 years, Tida. I'm not gonna deny that, but there was one thing I could never bring myself to do, and that was to throw this away. Never. But that's fine, because this is why I'm the bracer that I am now. Plenty of folks have things that become such a big part of them, they can't bear to throw them away or leave them behind. Things that no matter how much they can try to forget, they just can't. I've got something like that, and I'm pretty sure you found something like that too, don't you?
He's right. I really do. I changed my mind. I won't give up. I don't have time to stand around crying. Not when I've got things I need to do. I think about what I can do and I'm going to do it. Because just like you were a bracer, I'm now a researcher.
Really now?
Egget?
It's nothing. What's with the faces? It's all starting to make sense now. See, I told you. He's rude, he's thick-headed, he's got all the tact of a wrench to the groin. But there's promise in him, that there is. The preparations for it aren't quite finished, but I think it's time we get to the second phase of testing our red-headed friend right away. The hell are you talking about? Jetzt musst du gegen ihn auch noch kämpfen, oder was? It looks like I underestimated you, Agate. Tita seems to have come out of this unharmed, as you promised. Oh, yeah. I'd like you to come to our house this evening. Huh? I thought coming over for dinner was why I was here in size to begin with. You'll be more than welcome. What's going on with him all of a sudden?
Agate, thank you very much again for earlier.
Wahrscheinlich möchte er jetzt gegen ihn kämpfen, ne?
You ended up having to protect me again.
It's fine, it doesn't bother me. Still, sorry, but I think I'm gonna have to pass on din.
Today we're having a hot pot full of mushrooms and wild plants and a soup with lots of seaweed. Mom and Dad finally seem to understand you better, too. So this should be really fun. Now we all get to enjoy a nice hot pot together.
Ich muss sagen, das klingt ziemlich eklig, weil da Pilze drin sind. Ich mag keine Pilze. Oh, right. I can hardly wait. Darüber hinaus bin ich auch kein großer Fan von Eintopf. Überhaupt nicht. Es kommt auf den Eintopf an, aber die meisten Eintöpfe sind nicht so meins. Da liegt es wieder in Trümmern, das Teil, ne?
So, that's what it was. Can't believe I didn't notice it when I was doing the final checks. This is all my fault.
We don't know that for sure yet, Tita. Let's not jump to conclusions. No good comes from blaming yourself or feeling responsible before we know if you even had anything to do with it.
Okay. Still.
Ugh! Where the hell did this hammer come from? What's wrong with this place? Hat jemand einen... Hä?
That sounded like Agate.
Hat jemand einen Hammer auf die Tür gelegt? Wahrscheinlich die Mutter, ne? Really? Probably just your imagination.
Maybe. That reminds me. You should be here any minute now. I'd better go and warm up the food.
Tja, jetzt merkt sie ja, dass es Agate war. Wow! Why'd a bunch of lances pop out of the ground? Erika, I think lances may have been overdoing it a tad. At least stick with concealed holes in the ground, won't you? Was ist das jetzt? Ja! How long are we looking at before he's able to make it here, might I ask? I was hoping to take this chance to have a man-to-man talk with him. That only the goddess knows. Seems like he's putting up a good fight, but make no mistake, Agate Krosner. Our testing process has only just begun. Die Mutter von Tida ist immer noch schrecklich. So, Part 2 haben wir jetzt damit. Ach, guck mal. Tida hatte durch eine neue S-Craft gelernt. Interessant. Gucken wir uns doch gleich mal an. Statt Satellite Beam 2. Ach, das ist nur eine Craft, keine S-Craft. Okay, jedenfalls haben wir das jetzt bestanden. Gibt es noch ein Part 3? Gibt es noch ein Part 3 oder war es das? Nein, es gibt nur 2 Parts. Gut. Dann würde ich sagen, wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal an dieser Stelle wieder. Bis dann, Leute.